It's a pleasure to welcome Kalra. He is the founding CEO of MakeMyTrip.com, a huge hit which went public in August and was valued on the day of its opening for over $1 billion. Deep, it's a pleasure to welcome you.
It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, I'll come back to the opening day later. Let's go back when you actually started this. You were the founding CEO and you were bootstrapped, I'm assuming, in the beginning. How did you get this idea of starting this online?
Interesting start, and I'll come to the idea as well. So the interesting start, we got early stage funding, and then the dot-com bust happened. So really from the phase 2001-2003 was what you say bootstrapping. The idea was fairly, I think it was fairly clinical. I was quite convinced that I was working G Capital before this. I was heading business development for the consumer finance businesses. It was pretty clear that the internet provides a perfect platform to build a real business on. Very excited about the B2C side. And then within B2C, I went clinical. I just clinically evaluated what's going to work. And the more I studied it, it was pretty clear that a couple of sectors will do well. Online travel being one of them, online stockbroking another one. So I think it was fairly clinical. I've been a passionate traveler, so that helped.
If I were to ask you the initial challenges you throw out one or two or three for aspiring entrepreneurs, because since you're a huge success story, where do you see are the current challenges for aspiring entrepreneurs who want to emulate your success?
So I'd like to add that I think for a lot of the entrepreneurs now in India, I fundamentally believe that the ecosystem has actually improved a lot. Things have become much easier. I think TiE is actually providing a fantastic platform to help people in the most important things. Young entrepreneurs, what they really need, well, they'll say funding. They need funding very often, but more than funding, they need mentoring. And I think TiE does a great job of offering mentoring, and really good mentoring, matching the right mentor with the mentee, giving them really deep insights into their business plan, the way they're going, and helping them along the way. So I think we do a lot of good work on that side. So things have changed. Earlier days, I think you had to seek out your mentors. I've been associated with TiE. I think I've gained a lot from TiE. Always joke I haven't earned money through TiE, but I think I've made some fun, really fantastic networks through TiE. But I would seek out mentors for myself, and I think that would really help.
The financing vehicles are a little different here, although there's a small niche of entrepreneurs like yourself who seek out mentorship and the traditional touchpoint, which is angel VC. But the other entrepreneurs here, which is a broader spectrum of 300 million plus people who do small businesses, their vehicles for financing is just banks or other money lenders. How do you change that mindset? Does it have to come through education, or do you think there are other resources which could be used or leveraged rather to educate this team?
No, I think it's a great point, and I really think it's a key burning point today, and that's what we've been talking about at the summit. I actually asked that question to the same question that you asked me. I asked Professor and Dr. Sen as well. And really one of the key things is, so how do you make sure that this good entrepreneur who's very good at what he's doing in a tier 2 or tier 3 city has access to all of this? So TiE is doing it by spreading out its branches. So TiE in India now has got more than 20-30 chapters getting into smaller cities and towns. That's one way. I think the government also has to come forward, and they're doing work with SIDBI. There's a ministry which focuses on MSME. There's an excellent initiative by the government, which is the National Skill Development Council now, which is really helping a lot of the skill development at the local level come up. Pride in your vocation, that's really important. But are we there yet? Not at all. I think it's the beginning, and I think it's really one of the big challenges, because getting funding for an entrepreneur who's, let's say, sitting in a tier 2 town, has a great idea, has all the right intent, is today not easy.
Coming back to the passion of emerging entrepreneurs here, especially in India, is they look at successes like yours and they say, well, if I try this, I'm going to probably shoot $1 billion valuation, which in itself is not the right thing to do. You build companies because you passionately believe in your product or the service you're offering for the consumers, not because it's going to make you $1 billion worth.
I couldn't have put it better. I totally agree with you. I fundamentally agree with you.
How do you think this has to be inculcated in the culture here?
So this is part of mentoring, and this is what I tell people. I do between 1 to 2 mentoring sessions a week, and I tell young entrepreneurs, I feel very good when I see people who are just so passionate about what they're building, the service, and their focus is the customer, and simply what is the pain point that they'll relieve. The pain point you're relieving, the problem that you're solving, you can deliver a value at a cost price which is slightly lower than what you can charge. You have a business. those are the right guys. They are the guys who are actually going to enjoy what they do and not be focused on that proverbial pot of gold. Unfortunately, some people get in because it's cool or stylish. I also think it's changing. I think we're seeing far more seasoned entrepreneurs come in now who are really getting in for the right reasons, not focusing on an exit alone, and really enjoying the journey. So I think that's a very healthy trend.
My last question is, I'll take it backwards. You're now, a hero here. So the question is, what does success now mean to you? And if you look back in the rearview mirror, where did you want to be when you started this company? And if I take one step further back, when you're a professional, what did you really want to be? Because it evolves with you.
Yeah. No, these are great questions. So I'll start with the chronological order. I think when I was working, it took me a while. I did 3 jobs, ABN AMRO, AMF Bowling, and G Capital, to figure out what I really wanted to do, which was my own thing. So it takes a while, but I think that experience really helps. And I learned so much from these 3 companies and from the wonderful people I worked around me. I learned a lot of good stuff. I also learned some bad stuff, which is, and when you set up your own company, you want to make sure you don't let any of the bad stuff come in, but you want all the good stuff to come in. So I think that was really good. So I was quite keen. I think by about 99, I was quite sure I want to do my own thing. So that's been very fulfilling. I never really had this great dream that it's going to be an IPO or $1 billion. Not at all. I can tell you it was very important to build something special, to build something lasting and durable, and to build a wonderful culture. And that was really keen. And I think we managed to do all of these. So I feel very happy about that. I feel very excited about the fact that a lot of my young colleagues who trusted me in the early days have done very well. We have a very widespread pool of ESOPs and stock options, and people have really benefited from the IPO, which gives me a lot of joy. And now I think success would be to take this as a stepping stone. Although it seems like an end in itself, but it's really not. And you would know, listing in the US, listing in India, actually gives you the funds to do stuff that you couldn't do otherwise. Yes, you get some liquidity, so which is great. So now we make some bigger moves. So we're looking at stuff like M&A very actively. We're looking at getting into new markets which we want in. So clearly it's expansion drive, and it's now the ability to take on the world.
Hey, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Likewise.
Appreciate
Likewise.
that.
Thank you very much.